Welcome back to the GSMC Dead Ball Sports Podcast, hosted by GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Nolan Jamber. Today, we got a pretty good lineup of things to talk about. We're starting off with the retirement of the greatest, possibly the greatest broadcaster of all time, Lee Corso. Then we're jumping to the NBA, talk about the play-in, how it's been so far, how the games went, and the games tonight. We'll talk about that all in that one segment. After that, we're jumping to the NFL. The draft is coming up. Talk about that. Then we're staying with the NFL. Talk about the Cleveland Browns, what they should do, what's going to happen over there. And then ending, going back to the NBA with Nico Harrison. We're talking about just Nico Harrison. Nico Harris, whatever you want to call him. Just talk about what he's been doing over there in Dallas. Yeah. Before we get into all that, though, tips and donations. Tips and donations are always greatly appreciated. By tipping and donating, it shows you guys care about the content that we are putting out, and we are putting out the best content that we possibly can. So by tipping and donating, it really means you guys do care. So if you really want to tip or donate to show your appreciation, if you're in the live stream, super chat and sticker are the best way to do that. And if you're not in the live stream, if you're watching on YouTube or listening, the links in the bio description also are the best way to do so. Even if you don't want to watch the live stream or anything like that. If you're not, don't want to donate, leave a comment in the comment section of the YouTube video. I'll see that as soon as I can and get to that. If you're in the live stream, I will see it right away and answer that almost as soon as I see it. So feel free to do that. I love talking to you guys. That's my job. So feel free to do that. And like I said, even if you don't want to tip or donate, or if you do want to tip or donate, feel free to with the 2 links in the bio if you're watching this not in the live stream or listening. And if you're in the live stream, super chat and stickers are the best way to do that. With that being said, let's get into the content for the first segment. First segment, like I said, the retirement of possibly the greatest broadcaster of all time. Before we get into that, the shirt is kind of like tweaking out the camera. It looks like it's like staticky. It's like striped. So sorry if you're watching and your eyes are hurting. I might change the shirt after this segment. I actually didn't realize how disgusting it is. Not disgusting, but eye hurting it is. But whatever. Lee Corso, College GameDay's proud father. He's been on it since it started in 1984 when he came on the ESPN, and he's been running the show. He's been doing College GameDay since as long as it's been around, and he's the staple of it. When you think College GameDay, you're thinking Lee Corso. If you're not, maybe Kirk Herbstreit or Charles Woodson, but Lee Corso is definitely the first one that comes to your mind. And at the young age of 89 years old, he has decided, I've given it all I have. I'm done. I'm done. And totally understandable. He has been doing this for so long, done such a good job with it as well, that we all knew for years now it was only a matter of time. And he kept giving it the best that he possibly could and the best that he had. And he's retiring. He's doing one more game, week 1 of the 2025-2026 college football season. He's doing week 1, Texas versus Ohio State. And I kind of assumed if he were to retire, he would retire on an Ohio State game. He loves that school. He loves the Buckeyes. Anytime the Buckeyes play, he would choose their head. He would be, if it's College GameDay, if it's game of the week, he's choosing the Buckeyes. He loves them. He loves the school. So, Lee Corso, he's just one of the greatest of all time. No one can say otherwise. He's been doing it, like I said. He came on to ESPN as an analyst in 1989. And he worked his way up through the ranks. He worked his way up through the broadcasting. He started with how the broadcasting career goes. You start small, work long hours, and when you're tenured enough, when you've been there a while, you start moving to the bigger games, doing less, like you having to do less work. And Lee Corso's only job for the past 15 years or so has just been College GameDay. And he's done a great job with that. Lee Corso, through his time at College GameDay, he's come up with, he's had shows in some of the, he's putting the head on. He's putting the mascot head on, choosing the team that he wants to win. He's some of the most, the teams he chose the most. Ohio State Buckeyes, that was his go-to. I'm pretty sure out of every team he's ever chosen, Ohio State has the most wins from, he's chosen the most of. Second was Alabama. I think he had chosen 28 times from a stat that I saw. He had LSU and Florida in there a lot as well. Lee Corso was just one of the greatest. He's just one of the best on-camera guys ever. He was a great dude, had a lot of energy all the time. He was just always there to make you smile. And when you were watching College Game Day, it was always just your day would just be like brightened right away. It would start early in the morning. And Lee Corso, he was up and at him. He was ready to just talk sports. That's what he does. He's like, what? I mean, obviously he does it a lot better than I do. But Lee, I mean, we did it. We do it because he loved it, and that's why I do it as well. But he did it because he loved the game, and there's nothing more that there's nothing bad that can be said on Lee Corso. Lee Corso is just one of the greatest of all time. He came up, with the iconic quote, "Not so fast, my friend." I mean, anytime he had an opinion, him or someone else differed from one of his opinions, he'd say his classic line, "Not so fast, my friend," and then they would just give you on debating him and Kirk Herbstreit. Just love to debate Charles Woodson, everybody, all of his, even when he had guests on. I mean, he would just love to debate Nick Saban as well. Nick Saban's one of his. He'd love to debate with Saban because they're just two of the all-time greats at what they do. Nick Saban's the greatest college football coach of all time. Lee Corso, one of the greatest broadcasters of all time. I mean, they're just profound and well respected in their work, and they just argued all the time. And then, obviously, his main thing, what everybody knows him for, like I said earlier, the heads. Lee Corso would always just end. It would always end. The final segment of College Game Day would be, all right, who are we choosing, for the final game, the game of the week. Let's say it's like the Big Ten Championship, Oregon, Ohio State. A lot of people was mixed. Ohio State, Oregon, no one really knew. Obviously, at the end, we all know Oregon got manhandled by Ohio State. But Lee Corso puts on the Buckeye helmet. He puts on I'm not sure what it's called. It's just the Buckeye helmet. And he puts on the mascot, and, he starts singing the Ohio State fight song. He starts, O-H. All the fans going, I-O. I mean, it was a great time. Lee Corso is just one of the most energetic, one of the nicest dudes you've ever heard, ever seen on camera. And when you lose, the staple of college football, it really does, it's not going to affect the viewership, but it's going to feel missing. I mean, obviously you got Charles Woodson, Nick Saban, Kirk Herbstreit. I mean, you got all of these guys, and especially, the guests they bring on. I mean, you got guys like Timothy Chalamet coming on. That comedian from Notre Dame, I forgot his name, but he's hilarious. I mean, you get these phenomenal broadcasters to surround him, and when he leaves, you're like, watching it from now on, and you say, dang, I miss Lee Corso. I mean, he's been around forever. Like I said, came in 1989, started doing the show a few years into his time at ESPN, and he's loved it. And losing, the godfather of college football game day. I mean, it's not going to feel the same without the great Lee Corso. But he is, like I said, at the young age of 89, he's given it all he had, all the time that he had, and he gave it the best. Every time he was on camera, he was always smiling, always, giving it the best he had. And ending it with his favorite school, Ohio State, against Texas Longhorns in the week 1. It's going to be a great game. That's going to be a great game to watch. But him ending it, with his team that he favors the most, the team that he loves the most, is a great thing for him to go out on, just, celebrating his team, the team that he grew up loving, the game that I believe he played football there. I mean, I believe he went there or played football there. I forgot which one it was. But, I mean, he's just a great commentator, one of the greatest people to ever announce, any sport. And losing him is definitely going to be a big impact on, college football in general, but not only that, College Game Day. It'll still be a great watch. People are still going to watch College Game Day, like I said. It's just going to be a matter of, dang, is Lee Corso really gone? And not much, you can't do anything about it. He gave it all he had for as long as he did, and he did it phenomenal. No one ever was mad at Lee Corso for anything, and he's just one of the nicest guys I've ever seen. And it really does suck that you lose, one of the greats like that, just out of retirement on a random Thursday on April 17th. And April 17th, 2025, you'll lose one of the greatest broadcasters of all time to retirement, which does suck, but that just does pave the way for these younger generation of guys to come in, fill their spot. And he's going to have a great retirement, and he deserves it completely, and he just had a great career. So congratulations to Lee Corso on a phenomenal career, and we're all wishing him the best after his time at College Football Game Day. That's all I got for the first segment. Next segment, we're going to the NBA, talking about the play-in. After that, flipping it to the NFL. Drafts coming up. Talk about that. After that, we're going to the Cleveland Browns, staying with the NFL. What's going to happen with them? Who are they going to pick? Who are the best team options for them? And then after that, we're going back to the NBA, but we're talking GM, Nico Harrison. And then we're going to end it off that. We'll get back to all that after the break.